5-yard penalty.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes.
All right, we are live now. We had a false start, so let's get for whatever reason, StreamYard's not cooperating today, so we had a technical glitch. I'm going to drop this link for folks to join, and then we're going to get cracking here and start making some cold calls. Kevin, you can go ahead and get started while I work out some of these kinks real quick if you want. For people who maybe don't know who you are, give them a little background. Why are you qualified to be in the cold call ring today?
I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But my name's Kevin Hopp. I do outbound sales, process structure, and strategy consulting. A lot of people follow me on LinkedIn just as the cold calling guy. I have my own podcast, my own show. So I'm happy to be guest podcasting, guest showing here with you. Happy to be on the cold calling podcast. Yeah, that's what I do. So I help B2B software companies with outbound sales, process structure, and strategy. So I've been doing this for about 4 years. I'm going to be calling all heads of sales development. I'm calling salespeople. Now, it's December 21st. So let's see if it's even possible to get in touch with some salespeople right now. I think there's two types of salespeople right now, Collin. Would you agree? One are the salespeople that have their pipeline finished. They're going to close everything everything that's going to close before the end of the year is already closed, and they are in cruise control. And then there is the sales professional that is counting on some last minute deals in a big way, and they are going to be very busy. But
I actually argue there's three types of salespeople, right? So you've already broken, or sales leaders rather. You've gotten you explained that the person who's already, hey, this is what Q4 2022 is going to look like. Holiday mode, maybe doing some light planning for 2023, right? Then there's the sales leader counting on getting some last minute ringers there. Then there's this person. Now these are a rare breed of sellers and sales leaders that have already closed a good year and are still cranking.
Still cranking. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be a small list of people.
I said they're rare, but they do exist. I would almost argue you're one of those people, Kevin.
Me, I am one of those people. I'm always cranking. I'm always looking for new, exciting ways to do business. Let me go ahead and hit go and jump in the queue here.
Let's do this.
If I start pitching out of the blue, you know what I'm doing. That means I got someone on the horn live.
All right, so I'm actually going to be calling sales leaders as well, sales leaders that are hiring salespeople that I know do outbound sales. Hey, Paul, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here, but do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, I definitely want to make sure it's relevant. I was doing a bit of research. Looks like you manage a sales team. Looks like you guys are doing outbound sales, maybe even in cold calling. Is that true? Yeah. So what we do here at Monster Connect. By the way, have you ever heard of us before? Got it. So we work with sales leaders like yourself that have have cold calling as part of their outbound strategy. And what we do is we help your current reps, your already trained reps in your process be 8 to 10 times more productive on the phone. Is that something that you're looking to look into coming into the new year to start 2023 strong? Yeah, why is that? Yeah, maybe there's a misunderstanding. So we're not like a outsourced outbound sales or anything like that. So we're a technology that works, for your team that allows them to have more conversations, 8 to 10 times more conversations than they would normally. So SalesLoft is like a one-to-one dialing. So we're a human-assisted parallel dialing. So basically, when your reps log in and they're ready to make their calls for the day, they're going to have 10 more conversations per hour than they would normally. You seem like you were like, yeah, it seems like you were almost interested there for a second. What's your reluctance, Paul? He hung up on me.
Wow. So with a guy like Paul, I would say directly. So there's a common misconception in sales. Let's talk about this for a second, right? The idea of I buy a tool that has a click to call telephony feature. I've got a dialer. My team is cold calling effectively. It's about to be 2023, Collin. I can't believe that people are calling one at a time, calling one person. You're listening.
And it doesn't even matter like what your approach is, right? Even if you have a very targeted, small segment of people that you call, like, why would you want your sellers dealing with voicemails and phone trees and, not having as many conversations with potential buyers or even engaged buyers as possible.
Right. Life's too short to listen to the phone ring. And maybe Brad's going to steal that one for the website.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Too short to listen to the phone ring.
Yeah.
I just don't want to pay anybody to sit there and listen to the phone ring. It's just never going to be super productive. So.
And anybody that's joining us, like, hit us in the comments here. I know we had some technical glitches with the link, but we see some folks hanging out with us. So hit us in the comments, give us your questions, comments, feedback. And also, if you're interested in hearing the other side of these conversations, check out the Cold Calling podcast. And that's where you can get, best coaching moments from people like Kevin. He's a returning guest. And also the other side of the conversation. So you can hear, what either myself or Kevin are saying, but also the person on the other side of the phone.
Here you go. Lexi gets it. All right, I'm going to hit go. So when you hit go and I hit go earlier, by the way, I connected with someone right away. So I had to mute myself there quickly. So now I'm back in the queue. I hit go. I connected with a guy named Don, and it was one of those like, hello, who is this? And like I could hear an entire presentation going on in the
background.
Yeah, and then I said,
"Hey Tony, this is Collin with Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call. Do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out to you today?" Double tap. First double tap of the day.
Love a double tap.
Oh man, have you gotten that one before?
Where you get halfway through and
have you ever reached the Google Voice Assistant that screens the call?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That happens all the
time. For whatever reason, I don't get a ton of those.
The Google Voice
Assistant, a new Android Google phone feature.
Yeah, the Google Voice thing, it always says like, tell us your name and a little bit of why you're calling. Like, just say your name. Say your name confidently. Collin.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here, but do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm calling you today? No problem, man. I'll call you back at a better time.
Hey, this is Kevin with Hopp Consulting. Victor, how you doing? Oh, false positive. He hung up as soon as he connected. Oh, interesting. Okay. That actually connected me to a guy that I know, a guy that I'm connected to on LinkedIn. So I clicked one click away. I clicked and opened his LinkedIn. And I was like, oh, it's that Victor. So I'm not going to call him back. I'm going to keep rolling here. But it's a good thing he's in this list because he is a global director of sales development, someone that might be interested in developing calling culture inside of his organization, which is what I help people do. So interesting that he made the list. But here we go. I'm back in. Here we go. Do 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 do. Oh, I'm glad that we're cold calling so close to Christmas. I got to be honest, because it gives you something really easy and quick to talk about. Hey, this is Kevin with Hopp Consulting. How you doing today? Yeah, actually, Eric, I can't even hear you. It sounds like, are you at like a festival or something? You don't know me. No, this is a cold call. I figured as a CRO, you probably respect that. Yeah. Wow. So I heard two things. I think what Eric was doing was he was probably sitting in front of his kids who were playing with toys while a Christmas movie was playing. So I heard singing, I heard banging of things, and then Eric asked me very directly, he said, "Do I know you?" And I said, "No, it's a cold call." And he said, "I can't talk right now. Happy holidays." And he hung up. So not a good time. Collin, are you seeing this still? I see this when I cold call every day. It'll always continue to amaze me. People pick up the phone when they do not have time to talk.
I know. Sometimes I like to make a joke about that, and sometimes I'll get them to lean into a conversation like, "Oh, you must have thought that this was somebody way more important." And like they'll kind of chuckle, and then they'll give you a little bit of time, and sometimes you can get into conversation. But like, you also got to read the room a little bit because
Hey, Kevin,
they're driving.
HCG. Brian, how are you? Brian? Yeah, Brian. This is Kevin with Hopp Consulting Group. How you doing today? Ooh, Mr. Beard? No, wrong number. All right, sorry about that. Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Rami, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here. But do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, so I was doing a bit of research. I want to make sure this is relevant. Looks like you have a sales team there. Looks like they do outbound prospecting, maybe even cold calling. Is that accurate? Got it. Awesome. So the reason I'm reaching out is just to kind of get an idea of how you guys are approaching cold calling as an outbound strategy today. What do you guys currently use in your tech stack for that? What's that? Got it. Okay, so mostly just really one-to-one dialing, maybe integrated into the CRM or something like that. Got it. And I'm assuming that with a setup like that, probably not having a ton of conversations for every 50, 60, or 100 dials. But do you think it would be worth having a chat about allowing your reps that are doing outbound prospecting over the phone, enabling them to be able to have 8 to 10 times more conversations than they are today? Yeah, so we provide a technology that allows your already trained reps to be 8 to 10 times more productive during their outbound prospecting over the phone. Not quite. So we offer agent assistant dialing. So there's real human beings making calls for your team, and then helping your sellers avoid time that's wasted on voicemails and phone trees and all that stuff that people hate about cold calling. And the end result is they're going to have 8 to 10 times more conversations per dialing session every time they're on the phone. Yeah. Sure. So would mhm. Yeah. And so, okay, so maybe looking at it from a bit of a different way, if they could make more calls per hour. Sure. So, he said he doesn't, he calls into healthcare and he said they always pick up the phone, so he doesn't really have a problem. And then he put me on hold to grab another call. I'm never a fan of staying on hold too long. What are your thoughts about sitting on hold, Kevin?
I tell reps, I've seen reps sit there for like 5 minutes, and
Oh, I would never do that.
time is money. I will wait about
Hey
30.
Wesley, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here. But do you have half a minute and I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out to you today? Yeah, so I was doing a bit of research, but I definitely want to make sure it's relevant. Looks like you have a sales team. Looks like they do outbound prospecting, possibly cold calling as well. Is that true? Great. And I'm calling from Monster Connect. Have you ever heard of us before? Got it. Well, just curious, how your setup is today when your reps are making calls. Do you know how many conversations they have, per hour? Like what your dial to conversation ratio is? Yeah. Got it. And do you guys use like phone burner or like something like that where it's more of a like a power dialer or do you just do like manual dialing? Got it. Okay. Awesome. All right. So what we do is we provide a technology that allows your reps to have 8 to 10 times more conversations in comparison to using something like phone burner. If your reps could have more conversations than they are today, is that something that you'd be interested in looking into coming into the new year? Yeah. Tuesday, what time is good Tuesday next? So Tuesday is going to be the 27th. Um, what time would work for you on the 27th? Yeah, and you're Pacific time zone, right? Oh, so okay, so 11 a.m. Eastern on December 27th. All right, what's the best email for you? Just so I make sure I have the right email for you, Wesley. Okay, awesome. All right, awesome. Thanks, Wesley. Appreciate your time. I'll send you that invite for the 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Got it. Yeah. Send some additional info as well. All right. You got it. Take care, Wesley. Happy holidays. Boom.
Is that a meeting?
But nobody picks up the phone at this time of the year, Kevin.
But everybody's mailed it in. But
not only did he pick up the phone, he also booked a meeting before the end of the year.
Right. Wait. For when? Next week?
Yeah, next week. So
what was his title? Curious.
His title? I think he's a sales manager. But the key is the list is crucial, right? I'm calling people that I know have a sales team. I'm calling people that I know do outbound sales, and I know that they also do cold calling. So,
hey, this is Kevin. I was looking for Ben. Yeah, my name's Kevin Hopp. I run my own company. It's called Hopp Consulting Group. Not sure if you see me around on LinkedIn. All right, bye-bye.
Hey, Joe, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here. But do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Got it. Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the help, Joe. Definitely take note of that and reach out and maybe have a future conversation. All right. Take care.
Oh, it's exciting that you got a meeting.
Yeah. You gotta play catch up, man.
Hey, this is Kevin. I was looking for Callian. Yeah, my name's Kevin Hopp. I run my own company. It's called Hopp Consulting Group. I know I'm reaching out of the blue here. You got a minute? I'll describe why I was calling. Sure thing. In the meantime, I'm going to send you a LinkedIn connection. Is that cool? Are you on LinkedIn? All right. I'll give you a call back. Cheers. Callian was very nice, but he said, hey, I'm in the middle of something right now. Can we have this conversation later? Yeah. Right. And by the way, guys, and this is something that I wonder why I have to teach this, but reps that I coach often, when I say, hey, go add them on LinkedIn, they say, well, why would I do that? Always add everybody you talk to on the phone on LinkedIn. Why? See the whites of their eyes. Make a face-to-face connection, right? If you don't add the people you're talking to on LinkedIn and they're only people that you pop in and you cold call them on the phone, they have no real way for their mind to picture what you look like, what you do, have a brand impression of what you're selling and what's going on. It only can help you unless your LinkedIn looks like crap, right? If you're a terrible LinkedIn photo and no branding and you don't use LinkedIn a lot, if you're in sales in 2023, number one, you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna be left in the absolute dust if you're not using LinkedIn. So use LinkedIn and focus on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually just doing that, whatever your list you're calling from, LinkedIn URL, it should be a mandatory data point.
This is Kevin with Hopp Consulting Group. Megan, how are you? Ooh, double tap.
Of course.
Double tap. Ready for this? Yeah, I was looking for Megan Bray. I can write down on my system that this is not Megan's number. Is that the case, or? Well, I mean, you're clearly not Megan, so I'm going to go ahead and find another number for Megan. All right. Wrong number. That sucks. Collin, it sounds like you're writing a novel over there. I can hear some clickety clacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dropping the link there for folks to check out the podcast. If they want to hear the other side of the conversation, they can check out the Cold Calling podcast. And I was writing my notes here on this last call because he gave me a decent referral.
Hey, this
So
is Kevin
now-
with Hopp Consulting Group. How you doing today? Anthony, my name's Kevin. I'm with a company called Hopp Consulting Group. I actually run the company. You're talking to the CEO. Did I catch you with a second to have a cold conversation, or are you busy? I could do that. In the meantime, do you mind if I shoot you a LinkedIn connection? Awesome. You're on LinkedIn. You use it fairly often? Nice. All right. You'll see me come through. I got a little animated thing as my face, but maybe we can have a conversation about outbound sales another time. All right. Cheers.
Hey, Christian, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. We've actually never spoken before. First time giving you a call here. Do you have half a minute and I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, reason I'm calling really is just to introduce my company. When I'm not calling you out of the blue, have you ever heard of Monster Connect before? I don't know what happened.
No dice?
No dice, man.
No dice. How come you're catching the people that want to talk, though? I mean, you've had more conversations than I have. I've had, what, four connects?
I think that, we're working with 3 different types of sales people, leaders, right?
Hey, this is Kevin. I was looking for
Hey,
Andrea.
Chris. Hey, Chris. This is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call here. Do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, really just trying to introduce my company, Monster Connect, when I'm not calling you out of the blue. Have you ever heard of us before? Yeah, definitely want to make sure it's relevant. Calling again from Monster Connect, and just curious. I was doing a bit of research. Looks like you have a sales team. Looks like you guys do outbound prospecting, maybe even cold calling. Is that accurate? Not the right guy.
Interesting. Was it a biz dev title?
No, it's actually it's a bit more senior than what I would have normally called for this Monster Connect
like
campaign.
this, yeah.
CRO. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting. I find that biz dev titles are the worst because biz dev is just a title that gets thrown around for anybody and anyone who's tangentially related to sales.
Oh yeah, especially when you get like biz dev manager a lot of times, right? And hey, Derek, double tap. Hey, Derek, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call here. Do you have triple tap? Triple tap?
Do it. I mean, I'm curious if he's going to be pissed off or
he clearly doesn't want to talk. So call him back at a better time. Yeah, people that hang up, I mean, might just caught him at a bad time. So, I mean, we're not going to call him back. You're not getting a ton of conversations over there today.
Hey, this is Kevin with Hopp Consulting Group. How you doing today? Well, Tim, I know I'm reaching out of the blue here, second to last week of the year. Do you have a minute to have a conversation, or are you heads down on something else? Totally understand. Are you still in sales enablement over at Forward Networks? Fantastic. Well, I mean, if you have 1 minute, I can tell you why I was reaching out, and then we can make sense of whether or not it makes sense to have another conversation another day. Okay. So, Tim, I guess my first question for you, I work directly with B2B tech companies that are focused on enabling their reps to have more live conversations, actually a lot like this, cold calls, outbound. Are you involved in the enablement structure and planning for an outbound sales team? Somewhat. Okay. Right on. I guess, the only reason that we would want to connect is if there was any sort of initiative around getting them into more live conversations in the new year so that they can schedule better quality meetings, set more quality, more quality pipeline, things like that. Is that something that might be worth talking about? Okay, because I'm an advisor and a consultant and a trainer. That's what I do. So I could send you a picture of my face, and then you're going to look at it and say, "Well, I don't know what Kevin does necessarily." But the best thing we could do is have a conversation that's kind of scheduled, so that we have no conflicts and stuff like that, and we could just talk at a high level. Hey, here's what we're looking at in the new year. What do you think about this?
Hey, Michael, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. First time giving you a call here,
kind of
but do you have a
feedback
moment
to
so I
make sense
can
for us to
tell
work
you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, no problem, man. I can give you a call at a better time. What happened there? Hey Judy, this is Colin over at Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call here, but do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Hey, I totally understand. Totally understand. No problem. I'll try you back at a better time in the new year. Kevin, I don't know if you know, but you're on mute. So that one there, she said, no, I'm swamped. You caught me at a horrible time. I think it's important to, as a seller, when you're cold calling into people, be respectful of their time. You are, calling out of the blue. Don't assume just because they pick up that you should start pitching. Be the salesperson that understands and does what they says they're going to do. So call me back in the new year. Make a note, schedule that task. Call them back in the new year. Really important. Sometimes you call people and you can just tell they're busy. Like you can tell maybe they're driving, you hear kids in the background. You could always just say, "Hey, sounds like I maybe caught you at a bad time. Should I try you back another time?" Uh, hey, Jason, this is Colin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call. Do you have a moment so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah. So reason I'm reaching out, Jason, is I see that you have a sales team. Looks like you guys do outbound prospecting, maybe even cold calling. Is that true? You guys don't do much cold calling? Got it. Well, then, hey, I don't want to waste too much of your time because, we have a technology that helps, sales teams that are doing cold calling be more productive. But if cold calling isn't a big part of what you do, then it wouldn't be relevant. Yeah. Do you guys outsource that, or is it just not part of your strategy at all? Got it. All right. Well, hey, happy holidays. Thanks for your time.
So I just had a long conversation with a guy named Tim. He's in sales enablement, and it turns out that it's a big enough organization that he does enablement for the AE team, the closers, not
Yeah.
enablement for the inside team that does cold calling. But he had a lot of questions for me. You know what he hit me with, Collin?
What's that?
You should send me some information, and I'll point you in the right direction. What's your favorite
Ooh.
response to that one?
Yeah, sure. Let me get right on that. Um, I'm just cold calling today to crank out emails. That's, so
I
I'd
called you.
love to hear how you handled that. I think that you and I have a similar school of thought on this one.
So what I told him was I said, hey, I can send you a picture of me because
Oh
that's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about, right? It's not going to help you. I'm not selling a widget. I'm not like a platform. I do process structure and strategy. So what I'm trying to help understand between you and I is, should we have a structured conversation at another time that's about strategy and process? And then we might lead to some recommendations around technology and training and coaching. But I don't know where we're at. I don't know where you're at on all that. The first conversation is always an exploratory one. And he said, maybe I want you to follow up with me. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So it's a warm follow up, not a booked meeting right now, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
There's working the follow-ups is where a lot of the magic's gonna happen, you know. Why is it, do you think, that a lot of sellers struggle so much with having a good process around follow-ups that actually lead to meetings?
Because it's the nature of outbound is you're constantly doing new and new and new and new. And there's, hey, this is Kevin with Hopp Consulting Group. How you doing today? Rick? Rick? Hello? All right, great. Hung up on me. Didn't he didn't. I don't think Rick even said a word. That was weird. The nature of outbound is this constant like thirst for the fresh and the new and the new. And I think that reps, like, let me be very clear here. Nothing hits like a list the first time you call it, right? First time you call it, the first time you hit send on that email campaign, and 2 days later, 3 people reply back, and you're like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right? Or you call down the list and it's like boom, 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 boom. And you get a bunch of stuff. Then a rep, like two things are true, right? Number one, reps don't have a good enough process for follow-up. Number two, not enough reps are making enough attempts at enough prospects, right? So like the idea of like, I hit this list, I call it 2 or 3 times, I got 2 meetings out of it, it's dead. They're going to put it over here and they're going to tell their manager and everybody else, I need more leads. I need more at the top. When they're not being consistent in a process to go after people enough times to have enough conversations, right? But the follow-up piece itself comes, hot take. It comes a little bit from the fact that technology companies are terrible at this. Sales tech companies don't.
Hey, Gina, this is Collin over at Monster Connect. This is actually my first time giving you a call here. But do you have a half a minute, and I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, yeah. Hey, no problem. Definitely, I can try you back at a better time. She was driving, had family in the car.
Yep.
Not the best time for a cold conversation.
Not going to be a good time. But the thesis of my argument here is that technology companies don't make it easy, right? Your sales tech stack, you have to, and this is what I do with people, is I work with whatever tech stack they have, and I help define a process and a strategy for following up. And that is where people miss it, right? This is why I exist. This is why Hop Consulting exists, because there's a giant gap between what technology companies sell you and what actually.
Hey, Greg. This is Collin with Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call here. Did I catch you at a good time? Do you have a moment so I can tell you why I'm reaching out today? From Monster Connect. Have you ever heard of us before? Yeah. No, not at all. So I was doing a bit of research. Looks like you obviously have a sales team. Looks like you guys do outbound prospecting, maybe even cold calling. Is that true? Oh, got it. Okay. Well, hey, I'll update my records here. Thanks for taking the call. Happy holidays. So he's retired. I
Ooh,
think
good for him.
kind of sounded like he was like didn't really know what the heck I was
Hey,
talking
this is
about.
Kevin. Hey, I was looking for Daniel. Daniel, how you doing? Kevin Hopp here, Hopp Consulting Group. Did I catch you with a second to have a quick conversation? Nice. Okay. I had you down as someone that worked in sales here. I don't know if I'm looking at your LinkedIn. Are you now doing virtual events? Yeah, that's the record I have in front of me. Yeah, you get a lot of calls for him? Sorry about that, Daniel. I'll let you get back to lunch.
You didn't want to ask him what was for lunch?
Right. All right, Daniel. I'll talk to you later. There was nothing in it for Daniel, for me, for Daniel. It was the wrong Daniel. Oh, right. By the way, this happens, right? Right first and last name, wrong guy.
Yeah.
So, Collin, it'd be really cool is if a data company would step up and say, hey, cold calling shows, use our data and we'll put our name all over it. Like, very few data companies want to do that because it's, hey, this is Kevin with Hop Consulting Group. How you doing today, Adam? Adam? Double tap.
Do it.
Double tap. I heard him hang up the phone, which means he has his phone in his hand. Hey, Adam, how you doing today? I'm all right. My name's Kevin Hopp. I run my own company, Hopp Consulting Group. I know I'm calling you out of the blue. Did I catch you with a minute and I'll explain why I was calling? Do you mind if I add you on LinkedIn, Adam? Nice. All right. Shot you.
Hey, Randall. This is Collin with Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call. Do you have a half a minute and I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Yeah, I was doing a bit of research. I'm really just calling to introduce my company when I'm not calling you out of the blue. Have you ever heard of Monster Connect before? Got it. So I definitely want to make sure it's relevant. I was doing some research. I saw you have a sales team. Looks like you guys do outbound prospecting, possibly cold calling as well. Is that accurate? Got it. Okay. So the reason I was reaching out is just to kind of get an idea when your team is cold calling today, what type of technology are they using? Yeah, are you using like a yeah, so we enable your already trained reps to be 8 to 10 times more productive on the phone, resulting in higher dial to conversation ratio. So your reps can have 8 to 10 more conversations each time they're in a call block. Similar, but we're agent assisted dialing, so there's real humans on the front end making calls, avoiding voicemails, phone trees, all the stuff that makes cold calling not so fun. And we're able to. No, not necessarily. It's a technology. So, I mean, is having your reps be more productive on the phone something that's a priority coming into the new year? Yeah. I mean, I know I'm calling you out of the blue. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here, but would you be open to a meeting, to see if it's a good fit either next week or first week of the new year? Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'll give you a call back then. All right, take care. You too. So he's interested, but they have a new CRO starting in the new year, and he didn't want to have a conversation and waste my time until after that. So
Makes sense. I would agree. It's a good thing to not have conversations about something that you just hired someone to have conversations about.
yeah.
Right.
All right. What are the? Let's look at the final stats here. See, so using Monster Connect between Kevin and I. Let's see. So this is hey Ian, this is Collin with Monster Connect. This is my first time giving you a call here. Do you have half a minute so I can tell you exactly why I'm reaching out today? Not interested in having a conversation right now. So thanks to everybody that joined us. I know we had some technical difficulties here. We had a bit of a false start, but to wrap things up, we had 202 dials, 6.5 to 1 dial to connect ratio, 31 conversations, and 1 meeting booked. Boom. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. That's pretty freaking phenomenal. That's more than 95% of people's teams will do in a week.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy.
You and I both know that.
What do you see for people who aren't leveraging technology as sort of an average dial to connect ratio?
Dial to connect ratio, I mean, it can be as bad as 1 in 12. It's commonly 1 in 8 to 10, right? And reps will get kind of dogmatic and weird about, I always call in the morning because these numbers will pick up better in the morning. I'll always call certain numbers in the afternoon. But I sort of feel bad. I've helped teams go from that kind of mindset where reps are having to be very specific and kind of micromanagey about when they call and where they call. And then you plug it into technology with some process and they just click a button and it's like, oh my God, Kevin, I had no idea my life could be so much easier. So,
the key is it also makes it a lot more enjoyable for your callers, right? And the last thing you want is your people that are out there on the front lines making calls, trying to build pipeline, hating their job.
Yeah. I mean, people hate their job when they don't get to talk to people. They're not talking to actual prospects. They spend all day stuck in their CRM trying to figure out who to email, writing emails that don't get responded to, or calling people incessantly and listening to the phone ring. Let's call them. We got to make this a shirt. It's 2023. Can't listen to the phone ring all day.
I think you said it well. You said life's too short to listen to the phone ring.
Oh, I can't.
That's the T-shirt, my man.
And people don't understand. There's 90 95 to 100% of people on LinkedIn do not understand even what I mean by that. They go, well, you got to listen to the phone ring. No, you don't.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody who's tuning in or listening to the replay here, if you want to, take Monster Connect for a test drive yourself, go over to monsterconnect.com, check it out. They'll get you all set up. If you want to hear the other side of the conversation and the best moments of these sessions, check out the Cold Calling Podcast, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.